Hello students, welcome to part 2 of chapter 5, Separation of Substances. As discussed in the previous video, in this video we are going to discuss in detail different methods of separation of mixtures. Depending on the type of the mixtures, there are different separation methods. Let's study one by one. Hand picking. Manually separating stones, dust, husk from grain, rice, and wheat is referred to as hand picking. As you can see in the picture, unwanted components of the mixture can be manually taken out of it and thrown away. Advantages. It is used to remove bigger particles of dust from the smaller grains. But there are still some disadvantages. It is very time consuming process. It cannot be used when the dust or stone particles are very small in size. Apart from this, if the quantity of the mixture is too large, then this method is not suitable. Let's try to understand what is threshing. As you can see in the picture, stalks of the grain are dried in the sun. Then once they are dry, they are manually beaten hard to free the grains from the stalks. So as you can see in the picture, these stalks are beaten across or on the hard surface so as to separate out the grains from them, and this is called as threshing. Sometimes some animals like bullocks and machines also are used for this work. Next method is winnowing. This is very common method to separate heavier grain particles from the lighter dust particles. As you can see in the picture here, the grain is to be held at the level of shoulder or maybe above the head. It is to be tilted and gentle movement is to be given so that slowly the grain will fall on the ground, and the wind that is blowing will carry away the dust and dirt particle, the lighter husk out of that grains, and we will get clean grains on the floor there. Sieving. This is very common method. You must have seen that right in your home even. A sieve is used to filter out the unwanted particles. It is very commonly used for cleaning floor. So observe here in the animation. This scene is common in our home. Okay. In sieving, fine floor particles are allowed to pass through the holes of the sieve, while the bigger unwanted particles, maybe bigger pieces of grains, etc., will remain in the sieve itself. So this is called sieving. Now, if the mixture is in the form of, say, solid and liquid, then we'll have to go for sedimentation and decantation. So let's try to understand these processes. Earlier we discussed about the rice, right? So if at all we are hand picking impurities from the rice, winnowing and all things are carried out. So even after carrying out that all processes, chances are there that there would be some small dirt particles left along with the rice. All right. Then we have to wash the rice with water just before cooking. Okay. Now see here on the right hand side. When we mix water to the rice, then the rice is heavy and it settles down. Okay. And this process of separation of heavier components by adding water to it such that the heavier particles settle down, this process is called as sedimentation. Okay. Now decantation. The lighter dust particles will float in the water. Rice has settled down now. Okay. But the kind of muddy water would be there present in the utensil. The water along with the dust particle is discarded, as you can see here in the picture. Suppose the grains are settled down at the bottom, then the dust particles along with the water are slowly discarded. Okay. this process of removal of water, right, which is containing that unwanted solute, right, that is nothing but lighter dust particle. This process is called as decantation. Oil and water also are separated by the similar way. Water is lighter than oil, and then it settles down, fine, and then oil is separated. Filtration. Separation using a filter, like in case of tea filter, is referred as filtration. Filtration is a process of separating solid particles from liquid by passing that liquid through the filter or pores of filter paper. So as you can see here in the diagram, mixture of water and sand is shown. So in this conical funnel, if we use filter paper and pour this mixture through it, then only liquid, that is called as filtrate, will pass into the beaker, and unwanted component, that sand, will remain in the paper. Okay. Fruit and vegetable juices are also filtered. So these are the examples of our day-to-day life where filtration process is carried out. Okay. Filter paper is used for filtration purpose. Okay. Now let's try to understand what is evaporation. This is another method of separation of the mixtures. When salt is mixed with water, that is nothing but salty water, sometimes sea water also, right? Then heating is to be carried out until all the water will get evaporated. And if all the water is getting evaporated, what will remain? Only salt will remain behind. So as you can see here in the picture, the salt water is taken and heating is carried out. Salt water is taken in the evaporating dish. Slowly and gradually the water will evaporate, and ultimately only the molecules of salt will remain in the dish. Okay, this process of conversion of liquid into vapor is called as evaporation. Okay, so this is how the salt is separated from the sea water. You must have studied the salt panes in geography, right? Condensation. The process of conversion of water vapor into liquid form on cooling is called as condensation. So this is exactly opposite operation of evaporation. You might have understood now, right? Consider the separation of salt from salt water by simple distillation. See the arrangement over here. In the round bottom flask, salt water is taken, right? And it is continuously heated. So above the boiling point, water will start boiling, and water molecules will escape this mixture in the form of water vapor. And this way, that water vapor will pass through this tube, but during this journey, this water vapor is cooled by the cold shield of water. Okay, as this water vapor comes in contact with the cold water, it condenses, and vapor of the water gets converted into liquid molecules, and drop by drop that gets collected into another container. So this is how pure water, distilled water, is obtained, and at the end what will remain in the round bottom flask is nothing but salt. So this condensation is one of the separation processes and very important processes. Now, if two liquids are there which are immiscible, how will we separate them out? For that purpose, we have to make use of separating funnel. So separating funnel is used in this process. See the diagram carefully. This particular device is called as separating funnel. The immiscible liquids form different layers as it can be seen in the diagram. Okay, so one layer is of oil, the other layer is of water. The liquids are kept stand still for some time. So ultimately, if we'll keep this arrangement for some time, slowly and gradually two different layers will be formed. And then what we have to do, we have to turn this tap so that drop by drop, the lower level of the liquid, here in this case water, will get separated out, and only oil will remain in the separating funnel. Another important method of separating the mixture is magnetism. Okay, you might be aware that magnet can attract certain materials such as iron and nickel. Such materials which get attracted towards the magnet are called as magnetic material. So see here in the animation, magnet is brought in contact with the mixture where the magnetic substance has got mixed with non-magnetic substance. So due to the property of attraction by the magnetic material like iron filings or small pieces of pins, etc., will be easily separated out from the mixture. Okay, the material which does not get attracted towards the magnet, then that kind of material is called as non-magnetic material. So this marks the end of the second part of the video, as well as we have finished our chapter number 5. Thank you, children.